glad you could come and help, Mary.
It's my pleasure. Also, you know, as kin of the groom, it is my duty to help prepare for the marriage feast. From the looks of the provisions, a large gathering must be expected.
By the way, among those invited is your son, Jesus.
Oh, is he in Cana?
Yes, he came especially to be here. Said he'd heard of the wedding.
Oh, I am glad. I have not seen my son for some time.
Mary, may I ask a question? A rather personal question? As you know, we've all heard of the unusual manifestations at the Jordan with John the Baptist. Also, well, they say your son disappeared into the wilderness for a long time, at least 40 days.
I have heard that, too.
Mary, do you believe that your son, Jesus, is the Messiah? Oh, perhaps I shouldn't have asked such a question. I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad you did. My husband, Joseph, is dead. I've been separated from Jesus a long time. There is no one in whom I can confide my hopes, my fears. Jesus' sweet disposition as a child and young man, his unselfish life and obedience gave every evidence that he is the Messiah. An angel even told me he is, and yet I cannot help but have moments of doubt and disappointments. If he is the Messiah, why does he not reveal his divine glory and kingship?
You have a true mother's concern for her son, and... Oh, excuse me, Mary, please. The guests are beginning to arrive, and I must see that all is in readiness. You sit right there, Mary.
Thank you.
Miriam, are all the places set for the guests?
Yes, madam. Everything is in readiness.
There he is. My son. He is the same. No, he has changed. His face, it bears traces of hardship and pain, and yet a new dignity and power shining in his eyes give evidence that he is the Son of God with a heavenly mission. My son. Oh, there's a group of young men with him. Their eyes follow my son with reverence. They call him Master.
Mother!
Jesus, my son.
How are you, Mother?
I'm terribly lonely. Joseph has passed away, and now you are gone.
Mother, I wish you to meet some young men. Andrew, John, Peter.
It's an honor to
Philip,
meet you.
Nathaniel.
Well, I am happy to meet friends of my son.
Friends? My dear mother of the Master, we are more than friends. We are his followers, his disciples.
We have witnessed many manifestations. Jesus is the long-looked-for Messiah.
The Master fulfills all that has been written about the Messiah by the prophets of old.
The Master is the Savior of mankind, the Son of God.
Oh, your heart shall be gladdened, madam, with the truth of these things.
If he were my son, I would be proud of him.
I am.
Look at the people glancing at the Master. They are wondering if he is the Messiah.
Shall we tell them, Peter?
The Master will let them know in his own good time.
Perhaps my son will prove to them that he is the Messiah. By a miracle, maybe.
I beg my lady's pardon, but we are out of wine.
Out of wine?
Yes, madam.
But there was so much.
There are more guests than expected, madam.
To run out of wine at a marriage feast is practically an insult to the guests. What are we to do? Mary, do you have a suggestion?
Perhaps. Give me a few minutes while I look for my son and tell him of our problem. Maybe he will perform a miracle. I hope so, for I do want these people to know that he is the Messiah. Jesus, my son.
Yes, Mother?
We are out of wine. There is none at all to serve the guests.
Mother, is that your concern or mine? My time has not yet come.
Whatsoever my son tells you to do, do it.
Yes, madam.
Thou hast great faith, Mother. See those large water pots of stone?
Yes, sir. Why?
Fill them with pure water to the brim.
Yes, sir.
Draw out the water pots and serve to the governor of the feast, then to the guests.
Water, sir?
Do as he says.
Yes, madam.
Give the first one to the governor.
Yes, madam. Another goblet of wine, master.
And just in time. I had just finished the last drop of what I had. Go, fetch more for the groom and the guests.
Yes, master.
Ah, superb. That's good. Ah, groom! Groom!
You called, sir?
Yes, this wine. It's the best I ever tasted. Now, most grooms serve the best wine first. Then, when the guests are less thirsty, the poorer wine is served. You have saved the best until last.